My name is Sully and welcome back to my channel. It is time for ALA. So ALA is the American Librarians Association, and they host a book conference every year in the United States, specifically for librarians, booksellers, and book reviewers. I went 3 years ago when they were in DC, and I went with a bunch of other bookish friends, and I don't think I ever actually posted that vlog, or maybe I posted it really late, but it was right when I was in grad school and it was a really busy time, and it's a bummer that I didn't share that vlog. If I didn't, I don't think I did. But this time I will be sharing this vlog. So we are going to the ALA book conference in Philadelphia this weekend. I'm very excited. I'm going both days of the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and I'm hoping to get a lot of really fun advanced reader copies. So without further ado, let's go, because I need to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow because I made a really smart choice, which was to get the cheapest possible train ticket. And you know what? I don't know if I can say it was worth it yet. We'll find out at 4 a.m. tomorrow when I have to get up, but it was $13, so I think worth it. Before we leave, I do want to mention that I am currently reading The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I'm about halfway through, and I'm hoping to finish it over this weekend because I have 8 hours of train rides ahead of me. Again, I got the cheapest train tickets possible, but I will be reading this on my train journey, so let's get rolling because I need to go to bed so that I can wake up at 4 a.m. Let's go.
I got nothing more to lose. But cover your eyes, this one's for you. They say you have to live to learn. Maybe that's why
So I'm in Philadelphia and the conference is about to start. I already picked up my registration and my badge and dropped off my bag, and I'm ready, but the exits don't open for another like 20 minutes, so.
listen to my drum as I bang. I'm not gonna be silent in this bear up wang. Oh, you know I'm not that kind of girl. I'm much better off in the underworld. I got news for you. The things I wanna pursue. I'm jumping up, killing my
day, and I was going to update last night, but I got back to my apartment at like 8 something, and I was ready to pass out. Like, I showered, I grabbed my takeout, I immediately put myself in bed, and that was it. I was not gonna talk to anyone. So here I am the following morning with my wrap up for yesterday. So I have my stacks of books right here. Those are all the ARCs I got. I'll go through them after the conference with just all of the ones. Some major standouts though. I managed to snag a copy of Soul Searching by Lila Sage. Very excited about this one, The Last Chance Cinema. Oh, there's so many, and there's ones I really want to talk about, but they're at the bottom of the stacks and I have to leave soon. So anyways, that's just a little sneak peek, but yesterday was so much fun. I don't think I mentioned this, but I made a choice decision, which was to save money on the hotel by just taking the train up both days and down both days, because I live in DC, which is about like a 2-hour train ride from Philadelphia. The conference, my ticket for the conference is for the weekend for the exhibits, to check out like the publisher tables and the ARCs. So I was like, okay, obviously the hotels and the Airbnbs are going to be inflated pricing with everyone being in town for this conference. So why don't I just get train tickets up and down both days? No problem, right? And the train tickets were so much cheaper, but then I also made another really good choice, which is to, actually I don't regret this one at all. It was just the night before I was regretting it, but it worked out great. I decided to take the 5 a.m. train, which was $13 up yesterday morning because it was the cheapest one and I was excited. And it actually worked out great because I was there literally at the opening of doors, which I'm gonna miss out today, which I'm like semi-regretting a little bit. I do wish I was there like first thing as the doors opened, because some really popular ARCs usually are gone like within the first couple of minutes. But also I'm not the kind of person who is going to go to a conference and run to try to get an ARC. Like, that's just not my vibe. Like there's some that I missed out on yesterday, like specifically Katabasis was gone within minutes, and the new Stephanie Garber book, An Alchemy of Secrets, was also gone pretty quickly, and the new Rebecca Ross, Wild Reverence, which I have as an e-ARC, so like I'm not really that bummed about that one, but a physical ARC would have been fun. But anyways, those kinds of things, like I'm just not the person who's gonna run and shove people and like fight to get an ARC, as much as I would love that ARC. It's just not my vibe. So I am missing out on like the 1 hour like opening window. It's like an hour and a half honestly this morning, but it's okay because I also need to keep my sanity and so my train is a little bit later this morning. So I'm getting there at like 10, and then I'm there for a little bit less today, because also yesterday I was there from 7:30 until 5:30, which was a choice, and it was fine because I wasn't at the conference for all of that. First I got coffee before the conference started, and then I went to the conference for a bit. I left for lunch. I almost left to go see a movie, and then I decided, no, Soleil, you are in Philadelphia for this conference, you can see this movie at any other point. I might still see the movie today. It's Elio. I might just, because it's an AMC dine-in theater, which I don't have near me, which would be kind of cool, and I want to check it out. But again, I'm there for the conference, so like maybe not. And then I left the conference early to go check out Philadelphia, which kind of worked out. I wanted to see the Liberty Bell. It was a 45-minute wait in the heat, and it was like 35 degrees yesterday. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit for the Fahrenheit people, I don't know, but it was hot and it was humid and I wasn't feeling great, so that was not gonna happen. So instead I went and grabbed an iced tea, which revived my soul, and then I went to a stationery shop, which I will have the name right here, I can't remember it right now, but it was amazing. I had it on my list of things I wanted to check out, and it was so worth it. I got a cute little notebook, a pen, and like these little envelope things. I'll show you like a full haul of everything at the end of the video. And then I went to a cute little coffee shop. Again, I'll insert the name right here. that had like a wall full of books, and I got a lavender lemonade there, and I read for a bit until my train, because my train wasn't until later. Yeah, so today I have an earlier train. I kind of want to rebook it for an even earlier train because this is Sunday and I need some time to like recuperate. But we'll see, because the train prices are exorbitant today. Like this whole weekend. Like I was even thinking about changing it to an earlier train to leave earlier this morning, and it was like $50. So that's not it. So that was everything that happened yesterday. I also finished The Spell Shop, which I'll do a full wrap up on this at the end of the video, but long story short, really enjoyed it. And now I have 2 short books that I'm planning on finishing because I really want to do a month or 2 of like primarily focusing on arcs, not just arcs, because I don't want to restrict myself. And there's a couple of books that are already out that I really want to read, but focusing a little bit more and honing in on some advanced copies that I have. Specifically, I mean, because I have like a whole pile over there right now. But there's also some e-arcs that are coming out soon that I've been reading and want to really prioritize. But anyways, so first of all, we have The Undocumented Americans by Carla Conejo Villavicencio. This I bought when I first came to DC like many years ago, and I started it and then I never ended up finishing it. And I've really wanted to focus this year on returning to the books that I started and then got distracted by other books. They're not DNFs. They're more just like I got distracted and then 3 years later I realized I never finished it. So I restarted this one. It is phenomenal. This is about a bunch of different stories, as well as her personal stories about being undocumented Americans in the United States. And it's just so beautiful and heart-wrenching and humanizing, and it's so well written. Highly recommend. Also, this is the same author that wrote Catalina that came out I think last year. So reading that, and then finally reading this, which is Ejaculate Responsibly, A Whole New Way to Think About Abortion by Gabrielle Blair. This is incredible. The cover is so ugly. I looked and there aren't any other covers, which is unfortunate, but I got this as like a partial joke from a friend a little bit ago, and this is actually incredible. This is just like focusing specifically on men's roles in unwanted pregnancies and the destructive cycle that society has put us into by making it seem like it is a women's issue, when it is not just like a 50-50% responsibility. Men are actually more responsible in creating unwanted pregnancies, and how we can kind of reshape that conversation as a society. So like, fun title, ugly cover, amazing book. So both of those I am very far into, and I'm actually annotating this one. And I'd love to finish these on the train today, because I finished all of The Spell Shop yesterday, which was like at least 200 pages on the train, and this combined is like 130. So I feel like I can finish this and then immediately get started onto some arcs, because then I've kind of cleared away my TBR. And the only other things that I'm currently reading are, I'm listening to the Dutch audiobook version of Tales in the Coffee Shop. What is it called? I think I have a copy somewhere. Oh, I moved it. Oh no. Ah, it's this one. Tales from the Cafe. This is a continuation of the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. So I'm listening to this, but the Dutch audiobook, because I want to practice my Dutch since I don't get to use it very often. So listening to the Dutch audiobook, not loving it very much right now. It's just very repetitive, this storyline. And then the only other thing is I've been kind of very low-key rereading The City of Brass, because I want to finish this series. Because if you saw my video talking about the books that I started and never finished, City of Brass series is one of them, because I claim that this is my favorite series, and yet I've only read one. So that is my full wrap up for this morning. I need to get to the metro so that I can get to Philadelphia. Let's go.
Life is a winding road.
So I'm here for day 2. Let's head to the exhibit floor and see what's going on.
Won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down.
I'm back in the luggage section. It has been another successful day. And can I tell you a secret? I got a copy of Katabasis. I got a bunch of other very exciting things, which I'll talk about later, but for now, my back hurts. I need to move over these books into my suitcase. And then I need to get some food and head to the train station. I also got 2 awesome shirts. I couldn't pick, so I bought 2 of them. But so many good signings today. I will debrief either tonight or tomorrow, depending on how tired I am. Right now I'm still jazzed, but by the time I get home, I'm gonna be so exhausted. Hello, it is the following day and I have a lot of books to talk about. So I'm not gonna talk about every single book that I've gotten. I'm gonna do that in a separate ARC haul video from ALA. But I am going to give some shout outs to some books that I got signed and books that I met the authors of, and then some ARCs that I'm really excited that I got my hands on. And then I'll do a full overview of everything, talk about the book synopses and all of that in its own video. So you can check that out. That'll be coming out probably in the next week or so after this video comes out. But let's chat. First, let's talk about some books that I'm really excited I got signed copies of. First of all, I have these 2 from Lori Gilmore. This is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I've read both of these. I didn't have physical copies of either of these. I read them on my e-reader. And not only did I get physical copies, but I got them signed. I got to meet Lori Gilmore, which was so exciting. So really happy about those. Then I met David Leviathan, and this is Songs for Other People's Weddings. This comes out in August. He's the author of Every Day and a bunch of other books, and so excited about this one. I met and got a signed copy of Michel Chavez Corpora's His Face in the Sun, and this is a stunning first edition. I'm so excited. Michelle is an absolute peach of a human being. I got a signed copy of the 3rd book of Clementine. I have, I think, the first one. Yes, I have the first one, which I also got from ALA like a couple years ago. I don't have book 2 yet, but I have the 3rd now and signed, and the author Tilly Walden is so sweet. Then the 2 most exciting ones are Barda and Bunt. These are both from Ngozi Ukazu, who is my favorite author of all time. I literally have a, like, I'm not gonna call it a shrine because that would be a lot, but a dedicated bookshelf right here to my left for Check Please, and all of, you know, the original Check Please editions as well as the official published editions. It's fine, but I have yet to read other works by Ngozi Ukazu, and I love her. I love her writing and I love her art style. She did do the art for this one, but this one was in collaboration with a friend of hers. So I got both of these copies and I got them signed, which is so exciting. Now on to ARCs that I'm just very excited I got my hands on. We have Soul Searching by Lila Sage, I, Medusa by Ayana Gray, The Summer War by Naomi Novik, A Theory of Dreaming by Ava Reed, and this is the sequel to A Study in Drowning. which I just read last month, Katabasis by R.F. Kuang, Vulture by Phoebe Greenwood, and this is actually a finished copy, which I'm so honored to have, and this comes out in a little bit over a week from when I'm filming this, but The Griffin King by Sarah Omer. So those are the arcs and signed copies that I'm most excited about. There are so many others that I'm also very excited about, but I am going to be talking about all of them in depth in my ARC haul video, so you should go check that out if you want to see more. But thank you so much for coming along on this ALA book conference journey with me. It was so much fun. I can't wait to go next year, and I'm hoping to go to more book conferences in the future. Let me know what book you are most excited about coming out later this year, and I will see you in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so I know you're there and so you don't miss any future videos. Bye!